Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game, XlorD versus SyDe. This game taking place here on Hammerfall. Here we have XlorD spawning as, well, what I will call the blue undead on the bottom right-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, SyDe has spawned as the yellow human on the top left. Gonna go ahead and get to that all-critical 2-minute mark. We are looking at an Archmage going up against, I believe, a Death Knight. No, it will be a Crypt Lord first coming in from SyDe. No surprise from the French player going for that Crypt Lord first. Archmage is going to go ahead and easily militia clear out this snapper creep camp. It is a 5-2-2-2. I don't believe that gives level 2. I'll have to take a quick check on there in just a moment. Meanwhile, it's going to be just a little bit shy. Meanwhile, on the bottom left side is going to be using that fast expansion attempt with the Rod of Necromancy and those carry-on beetles. Clearing out the creep camp quickly and then finishing them off. I just remembered that there is an update to the overlay. I gotta remember to download a new version and try and update. Thank you. This is Duck Wilder, and just wanted to say thank you for all you do. Love your stream and the commitment. Well, thank you for your support, and thank you for the support of everyone out there. If you guys are watching my videos, well, you are supporting me in your way. So thank you very much. Directly loved the direct support here, as it keeps the channel going a little bit longer, gives me a reason why I wake up at 5:20 in the morning to try and get all of this set up, as it does, take in quite a bit of my sleep. All right, back off to the north side here. SyDe gonna go ahead and clear out the expansion, and will do so easily. He does have a Ring of Protection +3 and also that Rod of Necromancy. Tome of Intelligence now, well, looks like it is gonna end up, well, not be picked up by the Archmage as a massive impale, causing multiple problems across units here. Peasants getting taken down. The ghouls are just working pretty much overtime, as this last ghoul does get sniped off by that fireball from the Archmage. Archmage still needs a little bit more mana, or a little bit more experience to try and get to level 3, and it is getting very close to that. Once he gets to level 3, level 2 water elementals are definitely going to be on the table, which could spell some problems again. Archmage now 2 experience shy. That low hit point footman needs to back away, as that unit does back up here. Tome of Intelligence has been left behind, not picked up by the Archmage, who could have perhaps used that little bit of bonus damage too. Too bad you can't go to Rah land. Yep, too bad. Coming back down to the south side here, Archmage, well, bringing in some low hit point footmen to a fight that is going to be right next to this Nerubian tower and a Crypt Lord. That's going to be some problems, as the Archmage does drop a level 2 water elemental here, and now ready to put in some of that pressure. All right, meanwhile, low hit point footman could easily get cleaned up. Yeah, that footman of SyDe had really no point in being in this battle. He easily gets cleaned up there, as Acolytes trying to fight back as well. Second water elemental could be dropped down here at Haunted Goldmine, down to 400 hit points. Trying to stop this gold mine from getting up and operational is key, and it looks like it will be exactly that, but at what cost? As the Crypt Lord now gets up to level 3, a number of footmen are dead, and, well, a number of footmen are dead, with the Crypt Lord now taking the experience lead away. All right, Haunted Goldmine just delayed for about, 60 seconds, and that is going to be the problem there, although there are plenty of Acolytes ready to fully saturate it. Back off to the north here, a couple of ghouls and carry-on beetles ready to swarm out a water elemental if necessary. Archmage is retreating back, does have boots of speed to walk around quickly, as SyDe is sitting at tier 1 without an expo. Oddly enough, no expansion as of yet. Sitting at tier 1, no tech to tier 2 means that, well, he's going to have a bit of problems. These water elementals do deal quite a bit of damage. Are we going to see a little bit of last splash damage there? Yes, that Archmage with that Claws of Attack +4 and the long range attack able to get in that final shot. Expo here looks like it will be operational soon. Necropolis now nearing done. We are getting up a graveyard, and we should be teching the tier 2 at the main base soon for SyDe. Back off to the north here, we are looking at an expo, not for SyDe, by XlorD. SyDe setting up an expo off to the north here, finally picking up that Tome of Intelligence, and going to be defending with some water elementals, as he expects pressure to be coming in soon. Dual water elementals ready to perhaps try and defend against these ghouls. A lot of peasants could take a lot of damage here. One low hit point ghoul trying to retreat all the way to the back as this scout tower going to get shut down. Meanwhile, Archmage is launching or lobbing some fireballs, trying to finish off some of these units quickly here as the arcane tower gets destroyed before it is done upgrading. Militia now being called back over here. Both sides fighting their way again. Water elemental could be more water elementals are going to be necessary as SyDe is running low on mana on that Archmage. Needs a little bit more before he's able to fend here. Meanwhile, all of the beetles are just infesting this town hall, causing problems and taking down these peasants easily. Level 3.5 on both sides also having boots of speed and just trying to pick off all of these lower hit point summoned units of XlorD. The beetles getting taken down, skeletal minions getting taken down, as well as XlorD now being forced to retreat back as he is low on mana. Tech to tier 2 has now started on both sides, relatively the same. Expo on the bottom left, I think, has mined a little bit longer. Yeah, about 20 seconds more, and that is it. Archmage still looking to put pressure onto the Cryptlord here. Archmage with those boots of speed able to catch up and, well, perhaps hunt down those beetles. Meanwhile, there are still a couple of beetles off here as SyDe moves over to protect. Cryptlord continuing to engage again, and XlorD, well, he's getting up this expo down to the south. He's he's getting his economy going. He's putting pressure on SyDe, and he's really not giving up all that much so far. Ghouls are going to try and swarm back in once again. Taking down that arcane tower is going to be key. SyDe purposely stops the upgrade as it doesn't give any experience any longer when you stop that upgrade, and you get refunded back a bit of gold. Meanwhile, the ghouls are trying to continue to swarm and perhaps finish off some of these units. Water elementals, however, dealing significant damage against all of those ghouls here, and this could give that Archmage that critical level 4, which suddenly increases the amount of water elementals that we see overall. All right, Footman going up against Ghoul. Who's going to come out on top? One more final shot there. Archmage needs a little bit more, but the Cryptlord gets up to level 4 first as beetles are now getting cleaned up. Archmage, once again, 2 experience shy from getting to level 4. Should be able to get there here in just a moment. There's that skeletal minion. Archmage now gets a little bit more mana, level 2 Brilliance Aura, and ready to continue to take down all of these units. It feels like XlorD is just a summoning experience for SyDe now with all of these carry-on beetles and that Rod of Necromancy. Both sides sitting on solo level 4 heroes as the water elementals are here just having an absolute splash party and taking down all of these units. Archmage does need an arcane vault. Gonna go ahead and get a clarity potion and also that scroll of regeneration. Needs to join back in on the fight here. Beetle is gonna get cleaned up. A new water elemental now being dropped down as well as the Cryptlord wants to attack that Archmage but knows cannot catch up to it. Tech to tier 2 should nearly be done. Yes, already done. And now taking the tier 3 as we see the Death Knight as the follow-up hero. Mountain King will be joining in as well as a SyDe while trying to replace some of those lost peasants. No sign of any tier 2 building yet for SyDe as this arcane tower or scout tower is trying to be built for the 4th or 5th time. Meanwhile, Archmage is picking up a Goblin Shredder, going to go to town on this Goblin Laboratory, but now needs to, well, bring over the Goblin Shredder to try and defend. Cryptlord is just continuing to just summon up beetles all over the place and looking to finish off more of these units as another peasant gets taken down again. 4.5 already. Death Knight now on the battlefield, ready to, well, perhaps join up with the Cryptlord here. We should be looking at some Crypt Fiends as well, off of dual Crypts, and perhaps also getting up some Obsidian statues. Now, what is going on here? SyDe still sitting or trying to get up to castle. Meanwhile, we are going to tier 3 as well for Black Citadel. Death Knight wants to get some easy experience and also has dual potions of mana. So we're looking at XlorD spending a lot of his gold on consumable items early on while trying to get to level 2 on this Death Knight for faster movement speed. The Cryptlord is still putting a little game of pressure back the other way as we now finally see some footmen diving on into the actual main base. No Nerubian Tower, but the Halls of the Dead should be done here in just a moment. All right, one Acolyte going to get taken down here. Ghouls are going to try and fight back against that footman there. Meanwhile, the Cryptlord is keeping tabs of the human army again and again as we're looking at a potential surround on that CryptLord. CryptLord could be in trouble. Gonna go ahead and Staff of Teleportation away. Is there gonna be a Stormbolt? No. No Stormbolt. Mountain King just out of mana, unable to get that final Stormbolt off. All right, where is the CryptLord? CryptLord is here. Obsidian statue does need to keep up with that CryptLord. Heal him up again. Death Knight finished off there as we're looking at the Forest Troll Warlord creep camp at this laboratory now getting cleared out. All right, Death Coil there. Goblin Zeppelin keeping tabs. Wand of Mana Stealing. The Death Knight is going to pretty much have mana for days with 125 mana here and then an additional 120 off of this Wand of Mana Stealing, perhaps even denying a bit of mana for the opponent. Death Knight no longer having those potions of mana, perhaps going to just try and juggle all of those units with Impale instead. Coming back around. Here we are, here we go. We have a potential creepjack situation. One footman quickly getting easily taken down. More damage racking up. Low hit point footman trying to retreat back. He is currently slowed as the CryptLord does have a good amount of mana here. There's some burrow on those on that carry-on beetle as the CryptLord now is trying to chase still. Death Knight now picks up a Ring of Protection +5. Has the level 2 Death Coil, saves the CryptLord here as the CryptLord still dancing back and forth. Obsidian statue getting in on the healing fight, and this looks like it's going to be too much. SyDe not going to be able to do anything here as XlorD has a large army size advantage and also has a hero level advantage here with the 4-3-1 undead, well, tri-hero. Perhaps all sides are going to be fighting their way through. Crypt Fiend's going to try and engage here. Looking at the death of a carry-on beetle, yes, we are. Water elementals could easily get taken out as they now have negative armor, giving level 5 to that CryptLord. Both sides still fighting their way through. Another water elemental not going to be able to easily get away. We are getting up some priest as well, but it may be too little, too late. SyDe's army just does not seem large enough as another water elemental splashes into nothing. Crypt Fiends have been fighting their way through, perhaps going to try and take down some of these are the Arcane Tower. No, actually going after the farms here as the undead heroes holding off the majority of the Archmage, Mountain King, and Knights that are joining in on the battlefield. Now, these Knights are a big problem for these Crypt Fiends if the Knights can actually get to their target. These farms, well, very much well protected here, and we're seeing just multiple units of damage or points of damage getting absorbed here as well. Knights trying to engage here. We're looking at a Holy Light Paladin as that third and final hero for the human as both sides are still fighting again. Crypt Fiends continuing to lob those attacks against the water elemental as it nearly gets taken down. More repairs getting underway. Knights trying to, well, lead the charge against all of these Crypt Fiends, and with those Thundering Blades could deal large amounts of damage. A big impale across the entire southern side here as the Mountain King is only at level 1 after all this time. Mountain King trying to retreat back, does get the Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. Death Knight could be in a little bit of trouble. Holy Light trying to save that Mountain King, but the Mountain King really isn't that strong of a hero at level 1 yet. Burrowing those Crypt Fiends to try to give them time to heal up. Meanwhile, multiple peasants have been taken down as the farms are starting to go. SyDe is in definite trouble here as he's losing this expo as the Knights are trying to flank in and perhaps take down some of these Crypt Fiends. All right, there goes another Staff of Sanctuary saving up a Knight here. The Knights trying to go after some of those burrowed Crypt Fiends but unable to spot them any longer, and, well, just trying to play a game of whack-a-mole at this point, and that is gonna be it. An easy game for XlorD. XlorD with some early pressure. Both sides got very high level on their heroes, but it felt like the CryptLord was just able to do more, continuing to harass by himself while the Death Knight was able to creep by itself. By getting that Death Knight to level 3 early and getting that hero level advantage, the level 2 Death Coil healing that CryptLord and just allowing the CryptLord to constantly put in pressure was more than enough. Eventually, the CryptLord able to dive on and keep the Mountain King and that Paladin in check at level 1, and then just reinforce with another level 2 Lich as well, and that was enough to take the victory. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, hope you guys enjoyed it.